We normal folks just go about our day with our normal routines, and most times are oblivious to what is truly going on with the elites and the world leaders in charge. Oh, you thought the government was in charge of everything? Well, my friend, you stand corrected, because there's a bigger force that's in control. No, it's not God, but a huge multinational company that leaves many questions unanswered. In today's video, we'll be revealing the dark but true story about a company called BlackRock. Get ready for the shocking truth and make sure to subscribe to Luxury Stories for more business, luxury, and billionaire videos. Let's dive right in. For starters, BlackRock is an American multinational investment company that was founded back in 1988. It was initially established as a risk management and institutional asset manager, and right now it is the largest asset manager in the world. Yup, it's that big. The multinational company has 70 offices in 30 countries, with clients all over the world. That's as impressive as it gets. You might wonder how much this company owns in assets. Could you guess? You might think a couple of billion? Well, once more, my friend, you stand corrected. The company owns a whopping $10 trillion in assets as of 2023. To help you understand better, BlackRock controls more cash than the GDP of every country in the freaking world, excluding China and the USA. Now, you might wonder, if it was this big, how come I've never heard of it? The thing is, you don't hear or know about BlackRock because it has huge investments in the big media corporations that would have told you about its existence. After all, they don't want that, you see? BlackRock and Vanguard have huge shares in Graham Media Group together, and they who control the media have all the power. You'll learn more about the connection between these two further in the video. Like that wasn't enough, BlackRock and Vanguard equally own between 10 and 18% of Fox, CNN, Disney, Gannett, CBS, Comcast, and Sinclair Broadcast Group. These are huge media companies that have a lot of media outlets under them, so just imagine what these two companies control. Just as Comcast has NBC, MSNBC, Sky, and CNBC under it, Disney also has ABC, 538, and several companies under them. Meanwhile, Gannett has more than 250 newspapers under it, including the well-known USA Today. And let's not forget the Sinclair Broadcast Group, which owns up to 72% of local channels in the United States. Just imagine the power they have. These huge investments in major media companies allow BlackRock and Vanguard to stay clear of the news, and even allow them to control what you and I see on the news. And you thought the US president was powerful? There's so much more to reveal. Hang in there. Moving on. The emergence of COVID-19 in 2020 drove the United States and the world's economy into a recession. Let's just hope we'll never get a lockdown again. The United States government introduced monetary policies to mitigate the damage caused in the country. However, they brought something else, our new friend, BlackRock. The United States government and Federal Reserve brought BlackRock to aid in stabilizing the finance market of the country. The government also used BlackRock's software to access the data they required. So, is the company like another arm of the United States government? Equally, investors like the BlackRock company have taken up major shares in almost every pharmaceutical company in the country. Shockingly, the three big boys, BlackRock, Vanguard, and State Street, own major shares in the three biggest pharmaceutical companies in the United States: Pfizer, Johnson & Johnson, and Merck. And every single year, the three big boys receive billions of dollars from these pharmaceutical companies. In 2018, they paid out a whopping $146 billion. And you might wonder where all that cash is coming from. Well, it's from you. The prices of medication goes up, you lose money, and they gain more. Do you still think the COVID-19 pandemic was a coincidence? We'll let you decide for yourself, but make sure to share your opinion in the comments. This company is more powerful than we thought, almost as if no one has the power to call it out. No regulations. The law of the United States requires the Treasury to monitor banks with over $50 billion in assets, and the company controls assets worth way more, but the government still doesn't pay enough attention. Do you smell something fishy? We do. BlackRock has stayed clear because technically it's an asset manager and not a bank. But the question arises, why hasn't the government changed the law to include asset managers? Or make another law just for them? Well, that's probably because something is going on behind the curtains that we are not aware of. Maybe because they're working with the government. No one wants to do anything to the detriment of their ally, right? Well, there's more BlackRock is up to. Back in 2021, the company was exposed for acquiring several homes and sometimes whole neighborhoods with the intention to turn them into rentals. Smart, but deceptive. It focused on single-family homes, and the entire scheme resulted in homes being too expensive, thereby making families rent homes that they would have purchased. What's that phrase again? The rich get richer? Yup, that's it. However, the bigger issue is that the increase in the price of homes leads investors to borrow cash to build family houses, which they won't be able to sell because they're just too costly. At the end of the day, it all leads to one troubling thing: a recession. And we don't want that. But guess what? These folks profit off a recession. Oh, the endless cycle. Now we've landed at the big question: who owns BlackRock? Well, it's not that simple. Although it has a CEO, the billionaire businessman Larry Fink, there are many investors with shares in the company. But we'll focus on the top 4: BlackRock Fund Advisors, Capital Research and Management Company, State Street, and who might the major shareholder be? Well, it starts with a van and ends in a guard. Is it starting to come together now? Fishy, we know. Coming hot in second place is Capital Research and Management Company, which also happens to be a company that's rarely heard of. Followed by BlackRock Fund Investors, which is owned by BlackRock and even has the same website and CEO. State Street sits in fourth place. This all looks like some elaborate, exclusive, rich kids only club. Emphasis on exclusive. To raise more eyebrows, Vanguard is also State Street's major shareholder, while BlackRock has the second highest amount of shares. A pattern? Maybe. We might get to the bottom of this by knowing the owner of Vanguard. But that's the thing. No one knows because Vanguard is privately owned. It doesn't trade on the stock exchange and is completely owned by its investors. But the question arises, who are the investors? No one knows. It's all some elaborate conspiracy and no one knows who controls it. Insane, right? Well, that's all for today's video. What do you think of the BlackRock company? Do you believe they own the world right under our noses? Make sure to share your thoughts in the comment section below. And don't forget to like and subscribe to Luxury Stories so you don't miss our new videos. Thanks for watching. See you next time.